Dr. Hans Christofferson here with you again. Today I'm going to do something a little different, and I am really excited about this. Animal Care Clinic has had a problem with its internet. We are in the west end of Brampton. We are surrounded by suburbia, but because the clinic has been around for so long, we were 75 years old in 2020. We're supposed to have a big party, but hey, COVID. We are still zoned agricultural, so we are considered a tiny little farm in the middle of suburbia. As a result, fiber optic internet, not a thing. Nobody's going to hook us up. We have decent high-speed internet, but it's just not very stable. So we have gone fully cloud with our software, which I'm really happy about. It's really cool, kind of cutting-edge stuff. I really like that kind of stuff. I am a bit of a tech geek as well. So we need a redundant internet connection at the clinic, and there are just no other good options. We get the really slow DSL country internet as a backup option, and that is about it, and it's becoming a real problem. So the other thing you don't know about me is that I'm a really big astronomy nerd. In my spare time, when I'm not doing vet medicine stuff, I love reading about astronomy. And so I have been watching SpaceX pretty closely. I watch most of their launches. I love the fact that the rockets land. They are so far ahead of their times. Have a look here. I just got to show you a video of a rocket landing. If you've never seen this, it's super cool. All right, neat, huh? So, getting back to where I was, one of the things SpaceX is doing is they're launching the Starlink satellite constellation that provides internet. They've been launching for a couple of years, but it's taking them a while to build up capacity. And this is still not available to the general public. It's by invite only. They call it the Better Than Nothing beta. It's a beta test. It provides internet. It's supposed to be pretty good. May go down occasionally. Sounds like a pretty good backup internet. So just on a whim, I signed up to be a beta tester for Animal Care Clinic. Now, most of the beta testing is happening in these rural areas where they really have no option for internet. I did not expect anything to happen from this. I'm in Brampton, pretty big town in the Greater Toronto area. Guess what I just got? I got my invite to Starlink. I am so excited. I signed up immediately. I've bought the hardware. And when I get it, I'm going to do an unboxing for you guys, and we're going to see. And I'll also show you the installation, and then I'll give you my feedback. Should be a couple of weeks. So stay tuned. In the meantime, I wanted to show you how this stuff works, just in case you haven't seen it. So Starlink is revolutionary, like everything else in SpaceX, in the way that they provide satellite internet. All satellite internet to date has been in what we call geosynchronous orbit. And that is fairly simple to do. I have, gotta get my pen here, I have a really bad drawing of the Earth and space. So we have the Earth, and geosynchronous orbit is way high up there. And it's that high because at that height, the rotation of the Earth and orbital speed are identical. So what that means is that the satellite stays in the same position in the sky relative to the Earth all the time. So this guy here can beam down its signal for internet, and it will always be beaming down to the same area, say, of North America. Now, that sounds like a really good idea. Why would you do anything else? Well, the problem is something called latency. When you make a request to the internet, it's got to send a signal all the way up to this guy. This guy's got to send a signal back to be processed, get the return, and send it back to you. This takes a while due to the speed of light. This is really high up there. And the speed of light actually becomes a factor. Light is really fast, but it's not infinitely fast. So we get a latency period. This can be 1 to 200 milliseconds, which for the internet is a really long time. So it means it makes things like doing Zoom videos and that really difficult. So what's the other option? The other option is we lower the satellites. The thing is, when you get lower in an orbit, things got to move a lot faster to stay in orbit, otherwise they fall and crash to Earth, and that's a really bad thing. So in low Earth orbit, your satellites are moving way, way, way fast around the Earth, and they are not staying over one spot. This guy is going to keep moving, and that's a problem for providing internet, all these different spots as it moves around. So the way to get around that is you put up lots of satellites in orbit, and somehow they've got to communicate with each other, they've got to communicate with the ground station, and they've got to work all this out. A bit like a cell network. It does very similar things. When you're driving along, your phone pings different towers. It's just way, 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 way harder in space. So no one had ever tried this until SpaceX came along, and that is what they're doing now. The reason to do this, and the huge benefit, is latency. Now your trip down from your satellite is bing, 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 bing. It's much faster, and it's about the same speed as regular internet, which is great. The issue is how many of these satellites you need. You need at least 1,000, and ideally somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 12,000. So launching that many satellites is problematic because it's really expensive. A typical rocket launch is, say, $200 million, and old style satellite for internet, you can loft maybe 1 or 2 on that launch. So lofting 10,000, not really feasible. Cool thing about SpaceX is, hey, they're a rocket company. They get this at cost. And by the way, they're the only rocket company that has reusable orbital rockets. That's a really big deal. The other guys have no idea how to do this. SpaceX is the only one doing it. So in fact, these rockets have already paid for themselves. Most of the rockets used to launch Starlink satellites have flown 3, 4, 5, 6, even 7 times. Absolutely remarkable. So the economics for these guys actually tends to work. I really think this is going to change internet. This is going to be revolutionary, because once they get the dish smaller, currently the dish is about the size of a large pizza, that's what's going to go on the roof of Animal Care Clinic. Again, so excited, going to tell you how that goes. But once they can shrink that antenna down to, say, fit in a cell phone, now we no longer need cell phone plans. We got Wi-Fi everywhere on the globe. Watch out for this. This is going to change the world. So I hope you didn't mind this little digression. I get really excited about space and astronomy, almost as excited as I get about veterinary medicine. So I just wanted to share, and keep tuned. We're going to see how this Starlink thing works at Animal Care Clinic. You betcha, Animal Care Clinic has joined the space age. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you here again. If you liked this video, please do subscribe. For more information, please visit animalcareclinics.ca or give us a call to book an appointment, 833-4MY-VETS. See you next time.